They thought, well, who's going to take his spot? Well, Mark Mathot was the guy. Now we go back to the best scoring chance of the game thus far. You'll see a defensive mistake. Rangers, 2 players. That's Callahan and Miller. Here's the player that ends up with the chance. And watch both the Ranger forwards skate past him. Lack of communication, and wide open is Hoffman. And it was just a defensive mistake because of lack of communication between the 2 forwards that ends up giving Hoffman that opportunity. He may not get a better one than that.
Yeah, you're right. We got 5:25 gone by in the first period.
Well, you mentioned Chris Neal. You know he's always going to hit somebody. He hits McDonough there, and then he takes a little run at him right there. They have some words. And Chris Neal challenging McDonough. Is not going to back down physically, but he knows that that's not his place to do that. Chris Neal trying to get him off the ice if he possibly can.
Current time 0 hours 0 minutes.
Chris Newberry on with Taylor Pyatt and Aaron Whistle stuff.
There was some bumping. Well, a little bumping with Boyle and Condra. Condra didn't like it. Boyle said, and then Boyle didn't like the response by Condra, so that brought in a crowd.
That's right. Experience MSG game flow during every Rangers game. Follow along on MSG.com with live play-by-play and up-to-the-minute stats. You'll also have access to in-depth player cards, live tweets from the MSG On Air team, and extensive pre- and post-game video and analysis. I like that. MSG game flow. Get in on it. Almost 9 minutes. 9:21 to go here in the first.
Well, the Rangers' best chance of the game thus far is because of their forecheck. Here they come. Pressure behind the net. Right in front of the net. Here comes the pass. There's the quick shot. And it was Mathot that got his stick in the shooting lane and gets a piece of that and deflects it wide.
Mathot.
He's done a little bit of everything for this team. First pass coming out of the zone has been very good. Defensively, as we just saw there, he's been excellent.
Stepping up, Roman Hammer was deflected out of play over the glass in the crowd.
Well, the head coach of Ottawa was a finalist last year for the Coach of the Year. One of the top 3, didn't get it. I think if they had to vote again, I think he just might slide in there and get it, don't you, Sam? I mean, there's some good coaches. He's done a good job, but this job here has been something.
I agree with you. With all the players that they've lost and had to call up, and youngsters and guys that they've had to put in the lineup, and they have just played the role, as John Tortorella said to us, they played the role of underdogs very well, and they played relaxed hockey and found ways to win.
Well, Dan Elfridson telling us this morning.
He covers up stopping play. 5:27 to go here in the first period.
And the Rangers have been good defensively, other than that one mistake, early on where Hoffman had the chance. But again, defensively, throughout the year, the Rangers have been real good on that side.
Newberry and Smith pull the face-off. Rangers have Eminger and McDonough on defense. Face-off with almost hit Callahan. He had to duck out of the way. He deflects out of play. With 4:04 to go in the first, Delzato and Lundqvist talk about that screen. Our Eastern Conference standings brought to you by Kia. And there are the Pittsburgh Penguins with 52 points. With 3 division leaders up top. Jets now have a 6-point lead on Carolina. Rangers with a whistle down touch with a high stick. 3:22 gone by here in the second period. Rick Nash has come on. The Rangers' leading scorer. Derek Stepan has been the hottest man with 16 points over the last 14 games. Let's go down between the benches to John Giannone. John?
Yeah, Sam and Joe, during that last little sequence inside the Ottawa zone, Paul McLean yelled to his entire bench, we've got to get it off the...
He said if we get a day off, we'll skate the morning of the game. Interesting change of routine.
Current time 0 hours 4 minutes.
How about Boyle and Neal?
Good words. Remember that from last year's playoffs?
Sure. Neal had 4 hits in the first period. And Brian Boyle leads the Rangers in hits for the season.
Chris Phillips has to come on back. Miller. Kreider is grabbed by Latendresse.
Current time 0 hours 4
Lundqvist is just saying to Kreider, you didn't have to do that and knock them into me. I think that's what here comes Miller first, trying to make a pass there, read by Silverberg that led to the 2-on-1, and then just a wonderful effort by Eminger. He was down, turned the other way. Watch, he goes down to block it, and then he reacts here. That's a great play by Eminger. And then right at the end of this last one, watch what happens when Kreider comes in, and he pushes Silverberg. And Lundqvist then had some words with Kreider, and he just kind of shook his head and said, you know, you don't have to do that. I had Chris Neal, you know, he got up right away, but as soon as he tried to take a stride, he knew something was wrong. It looked eerily similar to Erik Karlsson getting up and then trying to take a stride and unable to.
Different type of hit, but same result.
Right, right. This one seemed more on the side of the leg, as opposed to Karlsson was right behind the leg on the tendon.
No score in this game with 9:18 to go in the second period.
Well, Paul McLean has seen his share of it, right? I mean, as a coach, you just shake your head and keep coaching.
Jason Spezzato up
Current time
into
0 hours 6 minutes pause.
Play. 8:18 to go here in the second period.
Well, the puck stayed in the zone. You'll end up seeing McDonough here try to clear it. There's pressure. Watch this puck bounce on the blue line, and the English on the puck takes it in the zone, and then there it is. What a play, and then Newberry gets back and helps out in front as O'Brien had another chance.
Before each team one power play opportunity, Lundqvist very sharp.
Yeah, Lundqvist was good. Bishop did.
Remaining in the Rangers power play. Coming this summer to MSG, listen to this. It's an all-new MSG original series, The Bracket, where we settle the ultimate New York sports arguments. And the best part of all, you get to decide. Go to MSG.com right now. Take part in the ultimate tournament this week. Vote for New York's coolest athlete and the greatest Ranger of all time. For more info, go to MSG.com/The Bracket.
Ahead of them in the standings.
Puck around the
Current time 0 hours 7 minutes
out of play in the face-off stage in the Ottawa zone.
And seventh game is the Islanders right behind them.
Behind the Rangers.
Now, it's going to be interesting, Sam, when you're talking about Iginla going to Pittsburgh and talk about a team that's been impressive. You know, the reaction of the other teams in the conference is going to be interesting.
Hands getting a little restless, hitting on the Senators a little bit. 3:44 to go here in the second.
Either that or they're upset with the officials because they were booing on the. Can you imagine that? Fans being upset with the officials.
Never happens.
For making calls.
Stop,
In Canada? Never.
There's Stepan who's try and beat Zibanejad 93.
Play in the second period.
Current time 0 hours 8 minutes pause.
Andre Benoit with a power play goal gives Ottawa a 1-0 lead. And otherwise, it's been an even battle. Neal limping off. He had a big part in that goal.
Yeah, he did. And the Rangers had 4 shots in the first period. They came out and had 10 in the second. They played, I thought, more aggressive, had a few more scoring chances, but, you know, the special teams give Ottawa the lead.
Coming up, it's 9 gone by, and the Rangers with a strong shift.
That was maybe their best shift of the game, where they kept the pressure on. Hammerlick did a nice job moving in from the left point to keep it alive, and then Bishop, recognizing all that, finally had a chance to get a whistle. When Dash went down behind the net, looked like a trip, nothing called there. And then Bishop finds the loose puck.
There's Miller, Boyle, and Callahan on for the Colin McDonald. Another icing on the Rangers. Individual game tickets for 2013 Rangers games are on sale now. Visit NewYorkRangers.com and experience New York Rangers hockey at the Garden. Next game at the Garden Monday night, Rangers and the Winnipeg Jets. Boyle with a face and nothing developed. Hand passes whistled. 3:55 gone by in this third period.
What a play by Silverberg. He comes in defensively first on McDonough, takes him to the outside, makes the play. Now he's got the puck, turns on the speed, throws it past Miller, is able to work around and turn it into a 2-on-1. And that's our optimum move of the game. Boy, from defense to offense, he's a good-looking player.
And tonight's move of the game brought to you by Optimum. Moving, take Optimum service with you. Visit Optimum.com. And play stops 5:40 gone by in the third.
Now good offensive presence by Ottawa on this shift. And eventually, here's the shot by Phillips. Excellent save. And then Neal and Newberry. There's the push there. Newberry was more of a push. Newberry was a little off balance, couldn't stop himself.
Slider at 1 hour 17 minutes 14 seconds of 1 hour 38 minutes. Puck. Sound recorder window. Pause. Button.
So after the Rangers had the edge in play for a couple of
shifts. Recording resumed.
Or did he? Yeah.
No.
Well, now the whistle as soon as
Ottawa
possession.
controlled.
Right. And so the Rangers, boy, that chance by Callahan, it didn't.
High off the glass, went out of play over the glass into the netting. 1 minute and 1 second remaining in the power play.
And one of their top penalty killers is Eric Condra. He comes back on the ice. You see that redness above his lip. He got hit with a puck. Andy Green of New Jersey shot it, hit him, knocked out one tooth, loosened a bunch of others. He got stitches. They had to put. He's wearing braces now. They had to put braces on his teeth. They try and keep everything together. Sure, he made contact.
I think Callahan may have helped that.
It kind of looked like it, didn't it?
Right? Saturday night on MSG Network. Well, no, first we'll tell you that right after the action on the ice here, it's Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame. Complete postgame coverage. We'll hear from head coach John Tortorella. We'll hear from the players.